everything there is a season and a time for every single purpose under heaven, a heavenly consciousness. This is from the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 3. It seemed perfect for today, the weekend of the autumnal equinox. I'm going to encourage you, and someone joked with me yesterday. I said that it's going to be kind of an out-of-the-box service. And they said, when is it not an out-of-the-box service? I'm going to invite you to suspend any idea or notion you have of typical and allow yourself to be fully present to the miracle of the earth, the miracle of the heavens and the cosmos, and a great partnership of creation. And allow all the players, we have some beautiful people on the platform that are going to share with you and take you on a journey and an adventure. Today we are turning inwardly, and we are turning outwardly to a place of healing, a place of relationship, a place of endings and beginnings, a place of release, and hopefully a place of newness. It's happening in the cosmos. It's happening on Mother Earth herself. And hopefully it is happening in every heart of every person gathered here today, and all the people that you are connected with in your families, your friends, and your communities. You see, that presence and that stirring and that shifting is not localized here, but it is happening all over the planet. It's a time where we turn our attention to Pachamama, Mother Earth, our attention to the stars, to the elements. It's a time to turn our attention to the earth-based brothers and sisters that walk that path of spirituality. It's a time of remembering our ancestors with gratitude in our heart, the grandmothers and the grandfathers of centuries past. Today, we remember them. And it's a time where each of us in mind and heart turns a corner into a new way of experiencing this beautiful miracle and gift called life. Experiencing this beautiful planet that we live on. We allow ourselves to be willing, open, and receptive to all of it. Breathe into that for a moment. Take a breath with me. We're going to be pretty earthy today, so I wore my earthy shirt today. As a context and to tie in our spiritual intent with the earth, I wanted to offer a quote as the foundation to build today's service, which is not really a service, it's more of a ritual. And I want to use the words of our master teacher. In his final and most profound teaching, he said, "Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in the heavens." And so let in the heavens of our consciousness and our thinking be visible, tangible, audible today as we bring that awareness of heaven as an everyday experience, a now moment experience into our celebration, that the cells of Mother Earth and the cells of all her creatures, the cells of everybody gathered here, are living in that state of heaven by right of how we think, by right of what we are feeling today, and by right of the ceremony and ritual. So we proceed with our mind fully centered on God, our roots firmly planted in the blessed miracle of earth, that what God reveals within us may live and breathe as the kingdom of heaven on every square inch of our planet home. Let us prepare our hearts as a sanctuary with this beautiful poem by our poet laureate Michael Burke and the song
Saturation. Spirit told me to lay down on Mother Earth at the Etowah Indian Mounds. So I did. And I began to hear, at first, little sounds that gently became this delicate conversation between each blade of grass. They were dancing with mycelium, the earth's internet, the consciousness of Gaia, the windows of roots. so that all can see into one another. No separation, just saturation. A connection so complete that it is not a connection, it is one. One elaborate conversation between one eternal existence and itself. The vision we see with our eyes is but a sprinkling from the saints. These eyes, made of millions of atoms that were formed in the stars, that they are now witness to, are but portals of perception. Gaia's gown is ever changing. Each time we blink, a new earth. A new earth. Bathed in evolutionary irony. We are creation's vision of its own creation. And in that vision am I, which from Spirit's point of view is I am. Which, when I eventually, finally tuned into this, was what each blade of grass was actually saying to each other in union. I am. I am. Yet, I heard them separate at first. They never were. I was. Now, I am not separate. I am each blade of grass. I am the soil of all souls. I am growth in all its glory. I am Mother Earth, a saturation of sanctuary.
Sanctuary, in mind, in heart, in spirit, and in soul, as we go on a great dance with our brothers and sisters who follow the earth-based traditions on this beautiful weekend of new beginnings and of endings. We begin with calling in the energies of life to partner with us, the elements of ancestors, Mother Earth herself, and we turn our attention to the east as we invoke and welcome the ancestors of the east with the sounding of the horn and the element of air.
Evoke the elemental force of air, the winds of intellect and imagination, swirling source of flight, breath, and life. I seek the open sky within myself, that I might breathe deep of freedom, ideas, sounds, and space. I call you forth to sweep away all that accumulates in the unseen places, and to sing beauty into the world. Wing and feather, storm and leaf, air, I call thee hence.
Here in the east, we also find the energy of the angel Uriel, representing the light of God and the energy of clarity, of rebirth, and of new beginnings. Here, as Pachamama sings into our very soul, from the breath of all creation, we receive the vision for the journey ahead. Next, we turn our attention to the south and the element of fire as we invite the grandmothers, the grandfathers of the south that hold the flame of our history with the sounding of the horn.
Here and now, I evoke the elemental force of fire, the flames of creativity and passion, dancing source of heat, light, and life. I seek the glowing forge within, that I may warm myself with the desire, excitement, courage, and inspiration. I call you forth to burn away all that impedes my highest vision, and to enact change in the world. Lightning and hearth, heart and forge, fire, I call thee hence.
In the south, we also recognize the angel Gabriel, who brings us the strength of God, who gives us the heat of passion to help us turn away from any worldly fear, to release into the fires that which needs to be burned and that which needs to be purified. Here in the very fire of the ancestor's heart, the fire of Gabriel and fire itself, we receive the courage, the passion, and the confidence to begin the process of letting go. And we feel the energy of Pachamama's voice singing through us and as us. Here, our consciousness is purified as we realize that we are protected and guided by the ever-present strength of the earth and of God in partnership, that we are safe and empowered to let what needs to be let go of go. Let us move into a time of chanting as we sing, I release. Spirit fills my soul.
So in this sacred space, it is a time as much of endings as it is beginnings. So I invite you to picture a cauldron and to throw into that cauldron anything that you are done with, anything that doesn't serve you anymore. That may be physical stuff that has outlived its purpose, you've outgrown it, and it may be habit patterns. Maybe you're still too quick to anger, or you find yourself overly reactive, or you're not as compassionate and gentle and kind with yourself or others as you would like to be. So whatever is not working, it is now time in this space of ceremony and of celebration to allow it to leave. It has served its purpose. It is to be embraced, to be cherished, and to be loved as you allow it in this space to just let go and let God.
And so now we turn our attention to the ancestors and the elements of the West. Here we invoke the element of water at the sounding of the horn.
Here and now, I evoke the elemental force of water, the fluid of infinite shapes and forms, flowing source of adaptability, emotion, and life. I seek the pure spring within, that I may drink deep of change, relationship, nourishment, and grace. I call you forth to wash away all that needlessly binds, and to move fluidly into this world. Ocean and river, ripple and rain, water, I call thee hence.
Here in the West, we also address the angel Raphael, the healer of God. Waters are a place of great life, of nurturing and sustenance. They are a place of healing and birth as we are gently held within the womb of a new possibility and idea. Here within this ocean of possibility, we find a stream of power like we have never felt before. It is the activity of love, the activity of God. As we unite with the waters of Mother Earth, the nectar of our very existence, the sustenance of our very bodies, we move into a time of communion. This communion will be different than you've ever experienced before. So I'm going to invite the ushers to come forward and to gather the baskets of grapes. The grapes are untouched by human hands and turned into wine, because there is no need for human involvement for the awareness of our oneness with all creation. We go to the source, and from Mother Earth herself and from her breast, we receive the waters contained within these grapes. And we allow ourselves to take that grape and to be mindful. Do not eat it. Resist the urge. Go ahead and begin the passing. But to simply sit present with the miracle of life that is in that grape. To resist the urge to want to take it on, but simply be mindful of the great nutrition it provides. The great awareness of the waters contained within. In a moment, April will lead us in a time of taking that grape together. And I invite you to allow every cell of your being to be in a place of gratitude for all the people involved in bringing that grape to you, and to return to the source of the planet home that brought and provided that sustenance. As the baskets are being passed around, let us begin our journey of recognizing oneness with the singing of the song, I am one with you. Continue to chant as you are aware of being one with all humanity, with all of God's creatures and Mother Earth's life. Live and breathe in the energy of this oneness.
Refrain from eating and just hold the grape mindfully. If you've not already done so, close your outer eyes. Sit tall and well. Let your body become a sanctuary. This grape, it is a gift of the whole universe. The earth, the sky, numerous living beings, and much hard, loving work. May we eat with mindfulness and gratitude, as so to be worthy to receive it. May we recognize and transform our unwholesome thought patterns, especially our greed, and learn to eat slowly and to savor. May we keep our compassion alive by eating in such a way that we reduce the suffering of living beings. We preserve our planet, and we reverse the process of global warming. We accept this grape, this gift, so that we may nurture our sisterhood and our brotherhood, our community, and our ideal of serving all sentient beings. Take this awareness into your heart and breathe, remaining there for a few moments of silence. From that place of silence, of deep knowing, of reverence and love, open your eyes and partake of your communion.
Let this serve as a symbol of integration, consecration, and dedication to the oneness that we know at the level of our soul as we turn our attention northward to the grandparents that help prepare us for that integration and a time of new beginnings with the sounding of the horn.
Here and now, I call upon the elemental force of earth, the soil of fertility and growth, cocoon source, stability, stillness, and health. I seek the deep cavern within, that I might patiently build strength, mystery, sanctuary, and abundance. I call you forth to filter away all that is impure, and to stand rooted to this world, mountain and dust, footstep and stone. Earth, I call thee hence.
Here in the awareness of Mother Earth herself is our grounding, our anchoring, and the uniting of the power, wisdom, and Sabbath into the whole. Allow Pachamama's voice to speak to you.
No No hinaye, no hinaye, mama no hinayo. Oh hinaye, no hino.
Here in the north, we also meet the angel Michael, who offers the energy of wisdom and love. Here we are rejuvenated as new life blossoms, is fully realized in heart and mind and spirit and soul. Here we are fully integrated with Mother Earth and the energy of all sentient beings as our guides, as all creatures as our teachers.
Endings, it's also a time of beginnings. And it is the time when the sun in the sky, and the sun is the current consciousness of all of us, no matter what our makeup. And you know, all of you here have these four elements in your personality. You will, hopefully you have some of each, but fire, earth, air, and water, or you attract people who help you balance that in yourself. But this is an opportunity to balance within everything before attempting to balance without. So in other words, you may have a very go-getter, assertive, I'm going to make it happen side, lead follower, get out of my way, and you may also have a gentle, compassionate, loving and caring side. You can marry those now. You can marry every aspect of your nature. What do you choose to align with? Because it's all in here, and when we align within, when we balance and harmonize, then everything out there is in balance and in harmony. And this time, we can harness this energy, much like sitting on the fulcrum of a seesaw and looking from one side to the other, knowing that you can balance both, creating peace within to create peace without.
One of our national treasures, often overlooked, who knew everything we've talked about today, was John Muir. And we would be remiss not to bring John Muir's words into the service today. And so I asked our friend Michael Burke, who not only writes beautiful words, but can share the beautiful national treasure. So I offer you this from John Muir.
The world, we are told, was made especially for humans. A presumption not supported by all the facts. Why should humanity value itself as more than a small part of the one great unit of creation? And what creature of all that the Lord has taken the pains to make is not essential to the completeness of that unit, the cosmos? The universe would be incomplete without humans, but it would also be incomplete. Transmicroscopic creature that dwells beyond our conceitful eyes and knowledge. From the dust of the earth, from the common elementary fund, the Creator has made Homo sapiens. From the same material, God has made every other creature. However noxious or insignificant they seem to us. They are our earthborn companions. They are our fellow mortals.
And so finally we call in the final three directions: above, below, and within, at the sounding of the horn. The circle is complete, and we have received the call to action, the call for movement.
So, you've now cleaned out, made space, made room. Now you can bring in the new, whatever that is. Whatever desire you have in your heart, it is the will of the divine. God put it there, and the mechanics to the fulfillment of that desire is in your heart as well. So, I don't have a bucket list, but if I did, this would be on it, and that's been to sing from the stage with Richard. But I didn't have the song. I didn't have the song to inspire me enough to have the courage to reach out. So a couple weeks ago, the moon was in Aries. This song, I have been singing it, and when I finally got that I wasn't just singing this song for me, but that I was singing this song for each and every one of you, because this is where we are now. It's time for us to step up, step out, be who we are, and this is the moment. This is the moment. This is the day when I send all my doubts and demons on their way. Every endeavor I have made ever is coming into play, is here and now today.
This is the moment. This is the time when the momentum and the moment are in rhyme. Give me this moment, this precious chance. I'll gather up my past and make some sense at last.
This is the moment.
This is the moment
when all I've done, all of the dreaming, scheming, and screaming become one.
This is the day. See it sparkle and shine.
When all I've lived for becomes mine. This is the moment.
This is the moment.
My final test.
My final test.
Destiny beckoned. I never reckoned second best.
And I won't look down. And I know I won't fall.
This is the moment, the sweetest moment of them all. This is the moment, damn all the odds. This day or never, I'll sit forever with the gods. I won't look back. When I look back, I will always recall.
Don't look back. It's okay, sweetheart.
Moment for moment.
This was the moment.
The greatest moment of them all. What do I do for an encore?
And so we take a moment to be grateful for every person who has ever walked the face of this planet. that has informed our lives, that has lived that we may live more fully and richly and blessed. We release the ancestors with grateful thanks for the good that they have brought. We release the elements for the good that they have brought. But they live in our hearts. Let them live in our hearts in such a way, such a place of gratitude, that when we leave this time and this place, that there is a horn sounding within our own soul, one that is far more grateful, far more connected. And from that place, let us be more kind. Let us be more compassionate. Let us be more wise. Let us be more awake. For these truths, for the beautiful people that have offered us this ritual and ceremony today, we say thank you, God, doing business as each of them and as each of you. And we close the circle with the word aho together. Aho. And so it is. And so we let it be. Amen.